your father had been involved in kind of revolutionizing the theater together with Syed Alwi,
Yeah,
and kind of breaking away really from the Western canon
yeah,
of literature. At the same time, he wrote a play called All the Perfumes.
yes,
With so could you talk a little bit about, could you give us a little bit of a background
yeah,
as to his role in the theater in
yeah.
localizing that at the same time his experience with Shakespeare?
Well, as I said, my dad was a Shakespeare file, and he did love George Bernard Shaw as well, and Ibsen and Chekhov, but particularly Shakespeare, I think. And but yes, post independence, he and Syed Alwi, they were best friends, and the other friends who were on the fringes of the Malaysian Arts Theatre group decided post independence that they should be in charge of the Malaysian Arts Theatre group since now we were independent. So they got their friends to come to the AGM and vote for them, and they got voted in. And they campaigned on a platform called No More Shakespeare, No More Shaw. And that was very interesting because, of course, they personally they loved it, but they felt it was time to hear their own stories. So they got voted in, and Syed became, I think, president or chairman, and my dad became treasurer. And at the end of the AGM, Syed turned to my dad and said, "Well, Das, you got to go home and write a play." So that was his commission. So he went back and he wrote a play. Actually, the play is about communism. It was about the emergency.
Wow.
But he couldn't get away from his love of Shakespeare. And I think, that I'm Instant Cafe is doing a festival later this year called What the Elders Left Us, to look at kind of our theatre of the 1960s, but also to think about, well, what do we get left? We don't just get left with our own local traditions. We're part of a global universe, right? And our traditions come from there as well. So my dad couldn't help but have, and I think it was an honest nod to that he deliberately then called it All the Perfumes.